12 Angry Men. This classic play is set in New York. A 16-year-old delinquent is on trial for the murder of his aggressive, cruel father. The judge and jury have listened to the prosecution and defence over the course of 3 days. The time has come for the jury of 12 men to decide whether the boy is guilty or not. If found guilty, he faces the death penalty. 11 jurors believe he is guilty, but 1 does not, believing that there is reasonable doubt in the case. Tense arguments follow during one long hot afternoon before a verdict is finally reached. The play was made into a film in 1957, co-produced by Reginald Rhodes, directed by Sidney Lumet, and starring Henry Fonda. Another version of the play was made in 1997 by MCM for television. This extract is from Act 1. The 12 jurors are referred to by number. In the beginning, a vote was taken to see whether the jurors found the boy guilty or innocent. 11 found him guilty. Juror 8 did not, as he felt the boy's lawyer had poorly defended him and had not asked particular questions. As Juror 8 picks holes in the prosecution, one by one, the other jurors become convinced that the boy may not have murdered his father after all. Okay, second juror. Anyone want a cough drop? 10th juror. I'll take one. The second juror offers the cough drop to the 10th juror. The 10th juror takes one. Thanks. 12th juror. Say what you like, I still don't see how anybody can think the boy's not guilty. 8th juror. There's another thing I wanted to talk about for a minute. I think we've proved that the old man couldn't have heard the boy say, I'm going to kill you, but supposing... 10th juror. You didn't prove it at all. What are you talking about? 8th juror. But suppose that he really did hear it. This phrase, how many times has each of us used it? Probably hundreds. I could kill you for that, darling. If you do that once more, Junior, I'm going to kill you. Come on, Rocky, kill him. We say it every day. Doesn't mean we're going to kill someone. 3rd juror. Wait a minute. What are you trying to give us here? The phrase was, I'm going to kill you. And the kid screamed it out at the top of his lungs. Don't tell me he didn't mean it. Anybody says a thing like that the way he said it, they mean it. 2nd juror. Well, gee, I don't know. I remember I was arguing with the guy I worked next to at the bank a couple of weeks ago, so he called me an idiot, so I yelled at him. 3rd juror. No, listen, this guy is making you believe things that aren't so. The kid said he was going to kill him, and he did kill him. 8th juror. Well, let me ask you this. Do you really think the boy would shout at a thing like that so the whole neighbourhood would hear it? I don't think so. He's much too bright for that. 10th juror. Bright? He's a common, ignorant slob. He don't even speak good English. 11th juror. He doesn't even speak good English. 5th juror. I'd like to change my vote to not guilty. 7th juror. Now you've got to be kidding. 5th juror. You heard? 4-man. Are you sure? 5th juror. Yes, I'm sure. 4-man. The vote is 9-3 in favour of guilty. 7th juror. Well, if that isn't the living end, what are you basing it on? Stories this guy made up. He ought to write for Amazing Detective. He'd make a fortune. To the 5th juror. Listen, there are facts staring you right in your face. Every one of them says this kid killed his old man. For crying out loud, his lawyer knew he didn't stand a chance right from the beginning. His own lawyer. You could see it. He deserved the chair. 8th juror. Does he? It happened before that. Someone's been convicted of murder and executed, and years later someone else has confessed to the crime. Sometimes the facts are staring you in the face are wrong. 7th juror. To the 8th juror. I am talking to him. He indicates the 5th juror. Not you. To the others. Boys, this guy is really something. To the 8th juror. Listen, the kid had a lawyer, didn't he? The lawyer presented his case, not you. Now, how come you've got so much to say? 8th juror. The lawyer was court appointed. 7th juror. So what does that mean? 8th juror. Well, it could mean a lot of things. It could mean he didn't want the case. It could mean he resented being appointed. It's the kind of case that brings him nothing. No money, no glory, not even much chance of winning. It's not a very promising situation for a young lawyer. He'd really have to believe in his client to make a good fight. As you pointed out a minute ago, he obviously didn't. 7th juror. Sure he didn't. Who in hell could accept God to come to earth or somebody? He looks at his watch, then up at the clock. Come on already, look at the time. 11th juror. Pardon me, but I have made some notes here. 10th juror. Notes yet. 11th juror. I would like please to say something. I have been listening very closely, and it seems to me that this man, he indicates the 8th juror, has some very good points to make. From what was presented at the trial, the boy looks guilty. But maybe if we go deeper... 10th juror. Come on, will ya? 11th juror. There is a question I would like to ask. We assume that the boy committed murder. He stabbed his father in the chest and ran away. This was at 10 minutes after 12. Now, how was he caught by the police? He came home at 3 o'clock or so and was captured by 2 detectives in the hallway of his house. My question is, if he really had killed his father, why would he come back 3 hours later? Wouldn't he be afraid of being caught? Third juror. Look, he came home to get his knife. It's not nice to leave the knife sticking around the place in people's chests. Seventh juror. Yes, especially relatives. Fourth juror to the 11th juror. The boy knew that there were people who could identify the knives as the one he had just bought. He had to get it before the police did. 11th juror. But if he knew the knife could be identified, why did he leave it there in the first place? Fourth juror. Well, I think we can assume he ran out in a state of panic after he killed his father, and then when he finally calmed down, he realised that he had left the knife there. 11th juror. This then depends on your definition of panic. He was calm enough to see to it that there were no fingerprints on the knife. Now, where did his panic start and where did it end? Third juror. Look, you can forget all that other stuff. He still came home to dig out his knife and get rid of it. 11th juror. 3 hours later? Third juror. Sure, 3 hours later. 11th juror. If I were the boy and I had killed my father, I would not come home 3 hours later. I would be afraid that the police would be there. I would stay away, knife or no knife. Third juror. Listen, you voted guilty, didn't you? What side do you on? 11th juror. I don't believe I have to be loyal to one side or the other. I am simply asking questions. 12th juror. Well, this is just off the top of my head, but if I were the boy and I'd, done the stabbing and everything, I'd take a chance and go back for the knife. I'd bet he figured no one had seen him, and that the body probably wasn't even discovered yet. After all, it was the middle of the night. He probably thought no one would find the body till the next day. 11th juror. Pardon, here's my whole point. The woman across the street testified that a moment after she saw the killing, that is, a moment after the L train went by, she screamed, then went to telephone the police. Now, the boy must certainly have heard that scream and known that somebody saw something. I don't think he would have gone back if he had been the murderer. Fourth juror. 2 points. 1, in his state of panic, he may not have heard the scream. Perhaps it wasn't very loud. 2, if he did hear it, he may not have connected it with his own act. Remember, he lived in a neighbourhood where screams are fairly commonplace. Third juror. Right. There's your answer. 8th juror. Maybe he did stab his father, didn't hear the woman's screams, did run out in panic, did count down 3 hours later. And came back to get the knife, risking being caught by the police. Maybe all those things are so, but maybe they're not. I think there's enough doubt to make us wonder whether he was there at all during the time the murder took place. 10th juror. What do you mean doubt? What are you talking about? Didn't the old man see him running out of the house? He's twisting the facts, I'm telling you. To the 11th juror. Did or didn't the old man see the kid running out of the house at 12:10? Well, did he or didn't he? 11th juror. He says he did. 10th juror. Says he did. To the others. Boy, oh boy, how do you like that? To the 11th juror. Well, did or didn't the woman across the street see the kid kill his father? She says she did. You're making out like it don't matter what people say. What you want to believe, you believe, and what you don't want to believe, so you don't. What kind of way is that? What do you think these people get up on the witness stand for? Their health? I'm telling you, men, the facts are being changed around here. Witnesses are being doubted, and there's no reason for it. 5th juror. Witnesses can make mistakes. 10th juror. Sure, when you want them to, they know. Know what I mean? 4-man. Okay, let's hold the yelling down. 10th juror. You keep saying that. Maybe what we need is a little yelling in here. These guys are going off every which way. Did hear the scream, didn't hear the scream. What's the difference? They're just little details. You're forgetting the important stuff. I mean, all of a sudden, here, everybody. 8th juror. I'd like to call for another vote. 10th juror. Listen, I'm talking here. 4-man. There's another vote called for. How about taking seats? Jurors who are standing move towards their seats. 3rd juror. What are we going to gain by voting again? 4-man. I don't know. The gentleman asked. 3rd juror. I never saw so much time spent on nothing. 2nd juror. Mildly. It only takes a second. 4-man. Okay, I guess the fastest way to find out who's voting not guilty. All those in favour of not guilty raise their hands. The 5th, 8th and 9th jurors raise their hands. Still the same. 1, 2, 3 not guilties. 9 guilties. 7th juror. So now where are we? I'm telling you, we can yakety yak until next Tuesday here. What's it getting us? 11th juror. Pardon? He slowly raises his hand. I vote not guilty. 7th juror. Oh, brother. 3rd juror. Oh, now listen, what are you talking about? I mean, we're all going crazy in here or something. This kid is guilty. Why don't you pay attention to the facts? To the 4th juror. Listen, tell him, will you? This is getting to be a goddamn joke. Foreman, the vote is 8-4 favour of guilty. Third juror, I mean, everybody's heart is starting to bleed for this punk little kid, like the president just declared it Love Your Unprivileged Brother Week or something. To the 11th juror, listen, I'd like you to tell me why you changed your vote. Come on, give me reasons. 11th juror, I don't have to defend my decision to you. I have reasonable doubt in my mind. Third juror, what's reasonable doubt? That's nothing but words. He pulls out the switch knife from the table and holds it up. Here, look at this. The kid you just decided isn't guilty was seen ramming this into his father. Well, look at it, Mr. Reasonable Doubt. 9th juror, that's not the knife, don't you remember? 3rd juror, brilliant. He sticks the knife into the table. 7th juror, I'm telling you, this is the craziest. To the 8th juror, I mean, you're sitting in here pulling stories out of thin air. What are we supposed to believe? To the others, I'm telling you, if this guy was sitting ringside at the Dempsey's fire pole fight, he'd be trying to tell us Fire Pro won. To the 8th juror, look, what about the old man? Are we supposed to believe that he didn't get up and run to his door and see the kid tearing down the stairs 15 seconds after the killing? He's only saying he did to be important. I mean, what's the whole point of... 5th juror, hold it a second. 7th juror, and the Milwaukee Rooters heard from. 5th juror, did the old man say he ran to the door? 7th juror, ran, walked, what's the difference? He got there. 6th juror, he said he ran to the door. At least I think he did. 5th juror, I don't remember what he said, but I don't see how he could run. 4th juror, I said he went from his bedroom to the front door. That's enough, isn't it? 8th juror, wait a minute. Where was this bedroom again? 10th juror, down the hall somewhere. I thought you remembered everything. Don't you remember that? 8th juror, no, Mr. Foreman. I'd like to take a look at the diagram of the apartment. 7th juror, why don't we have them run the trial over just so you can get everything straight? Mr. Foreman. Foreman, I heard you. The foreman goes to the door and knocks. The guard unlocks the door and enters. The foreman confers briefly with him. The guard exits and locks the door after him. 3rd juror, alright, what's this for? How come you're the only one in the room who wants to see exhibits all the time? 5th juror, I want to see this one too. 3rd juror, and I want to stop wasting time. 4th juror, if we're going to start wadding through all that business about where the body was found. 8th juror, we're not. Not unless someone else wants to. I'd like to see if a very old man who drags one leg when he walks because he had a stroke last year can get from his bed to his front door in 15 seconds. 3rd juror, he said 20 seconds. 8th juror, he said 15. 3rd juror, now I'm telling you he said 20. What are you trying to distort? 11th juror, he said 15. 3rd juror, how does he know how long 15 seconds is? You can't judge that kind of thing. 9th juror, he said 15 seconds. He was very positive about it. 3rd juror, he's an old man. You saw him. Half the time he was confused. How could he be positive about anything? The guard unlocks the door and enters, carrying a large diagram of the apartment. The diagram is a layout of a railroad flat. A bedroom faces the L tracks. Behind it is a series of rooms off a long hall. In the front room is an X marking the spot where the body was found. At the back of the apartment, we see the entrance into the apartment hall from the building hall. We see a flight of stairs in the building's hall. Each room is labelled and the dimensions of each room are shown. The foreman takes the diagram. The guard exits and locks the door. 12th juror, I don't see what we're going to prove here. The man said he saw the boy running out. 8th juror, well, let's see if the details bear him out. As soon as the body fell to the floor, he said he heard footsteps upstairs running towards the front door. He heard the upstairs door open and the footsteps start down the stairs. He got to his front door as soon as he could. He swore that it couldn't have been more than 15 seconds. Now, if the killer began running immediately, 12th juror, well, maybe he didn't. 8th juror, the old man said he did. 7th juror, you know, you ought to be down in Atlantic City at that hair splinters convention. 6th juror, listen, baseball, why don't you stop making smart remarks all the time? 7th juror, my friend, for your $3 a day, you've got to listen to everything. 10th juror to the 8th juror, well, now that you've got that thing in here, what about it? 8th juror to the foreman, may I? He takes the plan and puts it on a chair. This is the apartment in which the killing took place. The old man's apartment is directly beneath it, and exactly the same. Here are the L tracks. The bedroom, another bedroom, bathroom, living room, kitchen. And this is the hall. Here's the front door to the apartment, and here are the stairs. Now, the old man was in his room. He indicates the front bedroom. He says he got up, went into the hall, down the hall, to the front door, opened it, and looked out just in time to see the boy racing down the stairs. Am I right so far? That's the story for the 19th time. 8th juror. 15 seconds after he heard the body fall. 11th juror. Correct. 8th juror. His bed was at the window. He looks closely at the plan. 12 feet from his bed to the bedroom door. The length of the hall is 43 feet 6 inches. Now, he had to get up out of bed, walk 12 feet, open the bedroom door, walk 43 feet, and open the front door. All in 15 seconds. Do you think he could have done it? 10th juror. Sure, he could have done it. 11th juror. He can only walk very slowly, and they had to help him into the witness chair. 3rd juror. You make it sound like a long walk. It's not. 9th juror. For an old man who's had a stroke, it's a long walk. The 8th juror moves his chair and sets the chair to indicate a bed. 8th juror. This is the old man's bed. 10th juror. What's going on here? 8th juror. I want to try this thing. Let's see how long it took him. 3rd juror. What do you mean you want to try it? Why didn't the kid's lawyer bring it up if it's so important? 5th juror. Well, maybe he just didn't think of it. 10th juror. What do you mean he didn't think of it? You think the man's an idiot or something? It's an obvious thing. 5th juror. Did you think of it? 10th juror. Listen, smart guy. It don't matter whether I thought of it. Foreman. Okay, now, let's hold it down. 10th juror. He didn't bring it up because he knew the answer would hurt his case. Now, what do you think of that? Foreman. Okay. 8th juror. All right, here's the bed. I'm going to pace off 12 feet. The length of the bedroom. He paces 12 feet. 3rd juror. You're crazy. You can't recreate a thing like that. 11th juror. I'd like to see it. The 12th juror picks up his chair and takes it to the 8th juror. The 8th juror puts the chair where he was standing. 8th juror. Alright, this is the bedroom door. The hall is a little over 43 feet long. I'll pace over to that wall and back again. The 8th juror paces, counting his steps silently. 10th juror. Look, this is absolutely insane. What's the idea of wasting everybody's time here? 8th juror. 12. He stops and turns to the 10th juror. According to you, it'll only take 15 seconds. We can spare that. He resumes his pacing, counting to himself, and reaches the wall. The others watch silently. He turns and paces, counting off the rest of the distance. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Okay, pass me another chair, please. The 6th juror picks up a chair and takes it to the 8th juror. The 8th juror places it where he's standing. This is the door to the outside hall and stairway. It was chain locked according to the testimony. Who's got a watch with a second hand? 2nd juror. I have. 8th juror. When you want me to start, stamp your foot. That'll be the body falling. Time me from there. The 8th juror lies down on the 2 chairs. 7th juror. Anyone for charades? 3rd juror. I've never seen anything like this in my whole life. 8th juror. Okay, I'm ready. The 2nd juror stares at his watch waiting. 10th juror. Come on, let's go here. 2nd juror. I want to wait until the second hand reaches 60. They wait. The 2nd juror suddenly stamps his foot. The 8th juror rises to a sitting position, swings his legs to the floor, and stands up. The 2nd juror keeps his eye on his watch. The 8th juror hobbles, dragging one leg towards the chair, which serves as the bedroom door. He reaches it and pretends to open the door. He then hobbles along the stimulated 43-foot hallway. 10th juror. Come on, snap it up. He walked twice as fast as that. 11th juror. This is, I think, even more quickly than the old man walked in the courtroom. 8th juror, still hobbling. If you think I should go faster, I will. The 8th juror speeds up his pace slightly, reaches the wall, turns and heads for the second chair, the one stimulating the door to the outer hallway. 3rd juror. Come on, will ya? Let's get this kid stuff over with. They watch as the 8th juror reaches the last chair. He pretends to open an imaginary chain lock and then opens the imaginary door. 8th juror. Stop! 2nd juror. Right. 8th juror. What's the time? 2nd juror. 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 42 seconds exactly. 6th juror. 42 seconds? 8th juror. I think this is what happened. The old man heard the fight between the boy and his father a few hours earlier. Then, while lying in bed, he heard a body hit the floor in the boy's apartment, and he heard the woman scream from across the street. He got up, tried to get to the door, heard someone racing down the stairs, and assumed it was the boy. 6th juror. I think that's possible. 3rd juror. Assumed? Now listen to me, you people. I've seen all kinds of dishonesty in my day, but this little display takes the cake. You come in here with your sanctimonious talk about slum kids and injustice, and you make up some wild stories, and all of a sudden you start getting through to some of these old ladies in here. Well, you're not getting through to me. I've had enough. What's the matter with you people? Every one of you knows this kid is guilty. He's got to burn. We're letting him slip through our fingers here. 8th juror. Slip through our fingers? Are you his executioner? 3rd juror. I'm one of them. 8th juror. Maybe you'd like to pull the switch. 3rd juror. For this kid, you bet I'd like to pull the switch. 8th juror. I'm sorry for that. 3rd juror. Don't start with me now. 8th juror. Ever since we walked into this room, you've been behaving like a self-appointed public avenger. 3rd juror. I'm telling you now, shut up. 8th juror. You want to see this boy die because you personally want it, not because of the facts. Third juror, shut up. Eighth juror, you're a sadist. Third juror, shut up, you son of a bitch. The third juror lunges wildly at the eighth juror. The eighth juror holds his ground. The fifth and sixth jurors grab the third juror from behind. He strains against his hand, his face dark with rage. Let go of me, goddammit, I'll kill him, I'll kill him. Eighth juror calmly. You don't really mean you'll kill me, do you? The third juror breaks from the fifth and sixth jurors, stops struggling and stares bitterly at the eighth juror as the curtain falls. Okay, so then you have to do literary questions 1 to 6.